could kill Mike Tyson with a slightly used Q-tip. It's ridiculous. Okay, so I want you guys to get to know me a little bit better, all right? So I grew up in a, with only sisters, right? And, oh wow, you guys are over there, hey, how's it going? And I was the only guy in the whole house, right? So yeah, that implies that my dad left at an early age, right? Okay, stop all that, right? Don't feel bad for me. It was difficult living in a house full of women. Like it just, you want to fit in. You feel like Stitch in Hawaii, right? Like you just don't belong. You gotta like grab a tampon and just, do I fit in here? You know, you try experimenting out with different things, and you know, like for example, you just feel like you're in an episode of Gilmore Girls that never ends. Except you're not Lorelai or Rory, you're just like the fucking cameraman. And you don't get to have anything to say about anything. I mean, it's pretty weird actually. Like, weird things happened to me growing up. I realized very early on that I was an unlucky person. I had some godbrothers, and fantastic things would happen to them. Like they would play baseball in the middle of the night, and they'll like hit a home run, and then as they're like going past second base, they'll see like a shooting star. They'll make a wish on it, and then their wish comes true. Shit like that. What happens to me is that I get on TikTok and I see a prisoner making a Dorito and tuna burrito, talking about like, oh, tap the like button for me. And have you ever been inside of like a live on Instagram or TikTok and there's only like 3 people in the room with you? It's like the most embarrassing shit. Like, has our life come down to this? But I like to mess with those prisoners, you know why? Because they're always like, hey yo, you know, be sure to show me some love. And I'm always like, I'm not gonna show you any love. And they're like, hey, who the hell's Nick the Millennial? I'm like, me, bitch. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna get you when I get out of here. I was like, oh, good luck, buddy. And then I swipe up the app. I'm like, I was a close one. He's like, jeez. But you know, I also wanted to tell you guys that like, I actually don't think I've ever told anybody this before. But I had a girlfriend way back in the day, and she told me something that was pretty weird. She told me I was the best looking ugly guy she's ever met. What does that even mean? All right? So I don't know where I fall out on the spectrum of 1 to 10, but I do know that I'm somewhere between a Nickelodeon foot fetish Dan Schneider and Shia LaBeouf. I'm not talking about the Transformer Shia LaBeouf. That guy was hot as hell. I'm talking about Shia LaBeouf pandemic ponytail. 2 different versions. So, I mean, I think a lot of ugly people don't get enough credit, right? And so I decided to become the self-proclaimed king of the ugly people, all right? There's a couple different reasons why you should consider an ugly person. Number one is that there's plenty of them. You will never find like a drought or a shortage, like it's just in, there's a shortage. Like, hell no, that will never happen. You will, however, see plenty of them. And they're always like the most people who give you like the best attention. Ugly people remember conversations about you from like 72 conversations ago, talking about, oh, I heard that your sister likes Bejeweled. I decided to get you a Bejeweled gift card. It's like, wow, thanks, ugly person. You know, and the last thing is like, ugly people are free. They don't cost anything. You go on your Instagram right now, and you go to the most attractive person. You look at their link tree, you scroll all the way down to their OnlyFans, it's $9.99 a month. What the hell? Ugly people will pay you to have sushi with them. You guys are all missing out. Okay, so listen, that's just the way my brain works, all right? I don't understand why I think like that, but actually, by the way, did you guys remember when they had like that $1.2 billion jackpot in California, right? You guys remember that? I mean, oh my, people went crazy for that. Oh my gosh, you got grandma out there in a wheelchair, by the way, trying to go past the crosswalk to the 7-Eleven. At any point in time, she could die because she could hit a giant pothole the size of a hula hoop. one wrong room and move, and grandma is dead, right? So everybody went crazy for this. There's panda, you saw it all in the news, everything. But during all this time where there's a whole bunch of pandemonium inside for the $1.2 billion jackpot, I was taking a 1.2 kilogram shit. By the way, just a show of hands real quick. Anybody here ever take a shit so good you kind of get like goosebumps going up your arm? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. You feel like you're in complete zen, and briefly, just very briefly, you consider changing religions. Very possible. Very possible. So, I mean, when I was doing this, during this time, that was a pretty big meaty shit, and very clear that I printed out the number 4. Clear as day. There was no doubt in my mind that there's a couple different ways you could write the number 4. That was number 4. Size 79, bolded, Times New Roman, clear as day. So I decided, could I print out the winning lottery number? And I could, could I print it out and somehow be the winner? Maybe. So I couldn't wait to take my next shit. I ate Chipotle, and then the next day, I printed out the letter F. Some Sesame Street shit going on here. It's like the count, with 4 and the letter F. Come on. I didn't know what to expect. All I knew is that I needed to take that next shit to solve this puzzle. All right? I felt like it was like a cryptic message. I felt like the Zodiac Killer. So the next day, I took a shit, and I don't know what I saw in there. Combinations of semicolons, the at symbol, and the sigma epsilon. So, yeah, that shit, I rushed it, I got a hemorrhoid, I ended up, it was very bad. I had to go to Kaiser Permanente's urgent care, and yeah, as I was sitting down at urgent care, contemplating my life, I look up in the corner and I see that the $1.2 billion jackpot winner was some ugly dude. All right, I'm Nicholas Garcia. Thank you, everybody.